going to take a few minutes here to show you what most of these podcasts are doing. So as you can see here, we have roughly, looks like 14 podcasts. So let's get started. We'll start at the top here from the left. So hit that.
Hello and welcome to the Monday, August 6th, 2018 edition of Tesla Daily, unofficial Tesla podcast.
Here's the next podcast. It's Tesla Tidbits.
Model 3 track mode gives you a little something extra. Elon teases new Easter egg.
And we all know this one. And it's working just fine. Oh. Really? Come on. This was working just fine earlier. Okay, so my theory has somewhat been defunct here. Ride the Lightning, which was, pretty much, in my opinion, or as far as I know,
episode of Ride the Lightning, the Tesla
and you see it's working.
Tesla holds what is...
It was like the first Tesla podcast, or, unofficial Tesla podcast. Who knows? I mean, the signal seems to be okay. This one is no more, but it still works. I think I did this earlier, but I'll do it again.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, Caleb. How are you? Go here.
What's up?
We know this one works.
Hello and welcome to Plug Your Ride, the show about Tesla. Tesla cars, Tesla news, Tesla
It's really
stories,
clear to see that
Tesla
these guys
tips.
used to work in radio.
This is episode
Here's the
number
next one.
81. We got
Herzlich willkommen in der Tesla-Welt. Surfwetter.
We all know that.
This episode of the Model 3 Owners Club podcast.
Welcome to a special bonus episode of my Tesla podcast. This to the entire.
All right, now if this one works,
investor call.
I'm going to know that there was some sort of a
I'm excited
glitch.
to share with you all the exciting things going on with Tesla.
Wow.
Welcome to the My Tesla podcast.
Every time a quarter ends and we get the financial results.
Okay, so
and,
that's not working. So we were still hearing the My Tesla
this time
podcast right now.
I did it up. I was watching CNBC.
Well, this is
for
weird because you've got
half
two
an hour
Tesla
leading up
tidbits,
to it.
so let me
They
try
spent about
that.
half that.
Model 3 track mode gives you a little something extra.
Really weird.
Elon teases new
So he's got
Easter
two
eggs. The referral
on here.
programs to Model 3. Electrek has the story where Tesla decided to elaborate on...
Welcome to the Edge of the Road podcast. This is episode 45 on July 21st, 2018. And I'm for a trip down to Boston this week, which I'll tell you.
Ready to live at the higher vibrations, where peace, love, joy, and good health are the daily standard?
This doesn't seem like this is really about Tesla, so I'm going to move on from there. Future speed. Come on.
Vibrations?
Okay, so there you have it. The only one that hasn't truly worked today is the Talking Teslas podcast, and this one didn't work either. But I've been trying to listen to Talking Teslas for weeks now, and it won't play it. But the rest of these guys who basically never criticize Tesla, they are fine. Their podcasts are working just fine. To me, it's really funny that pretty much every single one of those podcasts works, except for the one that's the most objective. Let's put it that way. I think it's really odd that only that one podcast won't work. I just feel like Tesla fans in general, especially the ones who haven't had a bad experience with Tesla, of course they're going to defend them, like they're going to put their lives on the line to defend Tesla. And I kind of get that because I used to be an Apple fanboy like that. I mean, I used to be a total, I was an Apple warrior. I was like in the Apple army. I used to be that way. Even though I'm talking to you right now, I'm filming this with an iPhone, and it seems to be my most reliable device for video. I've been having problems with the Sony WX500. I'm gonna get back on that at another time, but you know, after a while you're awakened to certain things, and for me it was after Steve Jobs died. It seemed like once he died, even before he died, I started to see some things that were going wrong with Apple as far as their employees. They were starting to get employees at the stores who truly didn't understand computers or Apple products, and they had no business working there, and they were bad for the brand, and their customer service was just atrocious. Not to make this all about Apple, but once Steve Jobs died, that company just went down the toilet. And I feel like, and I don't care about their sales. I don't care how great their sales are today. That doesn't matter to me. That doesn't matter to most Apple supporters and Apple users. We want an experience that is second to none. And lately, I just feel like Windows is getting on their heels. I still have yet to want to go back to Windows. I just feel like things would be a little different if Elon Musk were to leave Tesla. I think that they would probably get better for all we know. You know, and that's another thing that drives me nuts. Elon Musk did not create Tesla, people. I mean, we've got people who are just like complete Tesla enthusiasts, and they are going out there and carrying on with this lie that Elon Musk is the founder of Tesla. He is not the founder. Get that through your heads. He did not. He was on the board, but he is not a founder of that company. And people were like, oh, he created Tesla. I'm like, no. And did he give it a makeover? Did he do things that were innovative for the company? Absolutely. I'll give him all the credit for that. But I also feel like he's going back on a lot of things that he said that he was going to do. Or, you know, a great example is the unlimited supercharging. I mean, that has become a complete train wreck. I mean, I have no idea. There's so many loopholes in the free supercharging, and there are loopholes in the the 8-year infinite mile warranty on the powertrain and the battery. Apparently there's a lot of loopholes in that. So anyway, I just feel like if you put the right minds in there for Tesla, they would be just fine. Whereas right now, I see that he's making an effort. Probably some people have had to talk to him and say, hey man, your popularity is going down. And obviously he saw that. It's funny to me is there are people who actually defended him, his behavior over the past couple of months. I mean, it's just unbelievable that people are just like, oh no, he's never wrong. I'm like, okay. So, anyway, that's how I feel about this whole podcast thing. I think something's fishy there. I think those guys are getting blocked because they're telling the truth. So you should listen to their podcast. I highly recommend it. They're very short podcasts, but they're honest. I just kind of assumed you guys knew this, but you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just look for Strictly Tesla, and you will find all the details that you need if you want to reach out to me and ask me any questions about the Model X or my Tesla ownership experience. Thank you again for watching.